This video was brought to you by Technically Not a Technician. In today's video we'll review what we've learned about proxies and how they can help us earn with peer-to-profit. We'll talk a little about what a proxy is and what kind of proxy peer-to-profit is looking for. And we'll review how my proxies are doing and see if they have helped so far. Let's start with a question many of my viewers have asked me. What is a proxy and how do they work? In very simple terms, a proxy is a server that collects data from the internet for faster access to any data it's collected. Proxies can also be used to avoid geolocation restrictions and many other tasks. Think of a good proxy as a server with a ton of fast hard drive storage and a very fast internet connection. When you're connected to the proxy server, it collects data off of websites you visit and stores it. So when you go back to that web page or re-watch that video, you have access to the information again, but this time faster and off of your proxy server. A proxy is great for things like video streaming or large data downloads. Let's take video streaming for example. Say your kid wants to watch Baby Shark. When your kid watches the video for the first time, Baby Shark will download to the proxy as you watch. After the first watch, you'll no longer have to download the Baby Shark video, so the second or 100th time your kid watches the videos, it's on your proxy, saving you bandwidth and time. Again, there are other ways to use a proxy, but for our needs and understanding, I think this explanation gives us all an idea of the basics. If you're watching this video, I'm going to assume you've seen my other videos about adding free and cheap proxies to peer-to-profit. If you haven't, please find the links in my description or in the above links. From the information I've found on the internet and the experience I've gained via trial and error, I can say that free and cheap proxies help very little. I believe this is because most of the public and cheap proxies are overused on peer-to-profit and just overused by the public in general. I'm not saying you can't find public proxies that haven't been added, nor am I saying you shouldn't add them when and if you find them. I'm only saying that if you do add public proxies, don't expect them to really help much. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I've also added some cheap private proxies. To put it bluntly, I had issues with them right off the bat. After getting the 50 cheap data center proxies from WebShare and adding them to my peer-to-profit network, we found that peer-to-profit is able to connect to our proxies, but they have errors that report in. I've logged into WebShare to take a look at the dashboard, and I see that we are getting over an 87% error rate. I think we should see what WebShare has to say regarding our errors. I've got to say, WebShare has a nice set of tools and a sexy dashboard. When looking at WebShare's dashboard, the first thing I see is that our 50 cheap data center proxies seem to have an issue with the peer-to-profit system connecting, and WebShare is reporting an error code of 403. I'm also guessing that the 87% error rate with our connection should mean that 13-ish% of the time we should be connecting. And to support this guess, I did find some logs with what looks like some solid connections. I also took the time to try and find out what the error code 403 means. Turns out that the code means, if I want to use WebShare proxies for peer-to-profit, I'll have to upgrade my package, and they don't seem to tell you what subscription option will work best for connecting with peer-to-profit systems. I'm still curious about the 13-ish% of the connections that are being made. Will they help me earn any at all? I'm going to continue to try them since I've paid for them, and we will see what happens. Maybe we'll change then from HTTP to SOCKS 5 protocols and see if that helps our 50 cheap data center proxies. I did find another site that is willing to give me one proxy with 1 GB of data. I don't wish to saturate this proxy service with a ton of peer-to-profit users and requests from peer-to-profit, so I'm not going to say who the provider is, but I do wish to share that I did get a green proxy status on peer-to-profit's proxy dashboard. The new Proxies dashboard does show a small amount of data being used, however, it doesn't show anything on peer-to-profits, so I'm guessing this isn't sellable data. The new proxy server also shows what domains have hit our proxy, and that's kind of cool. But I've got to say WebShare has a way better dashboard. I'd also like to share an online tool I've found helpful called Proxy Checker. I'll share a link in the description. It's a simple tool that lets you check if your proxy is working or not. You tell the online proxy checking tool what protocol you are using, HTTP or SOCKS 5. You then tell the tool what format you need your credentials in, and it will let you check up to 50 proxies at a time. Best part is after you've tested your list you can click on the copy only working proxies and only paste those into your peer-to-profit proxy network. If you're lucky enough to find good active public proxies and you want to try them out, then be sure to give this proxy checker a try. It should help you clean up any list you do find. I do notice, in the top 100 earners, we have quite a few people that have more proxies than peers. I'm not sure how they afford so many proxies, but I'd love to learn how they have access to those amounts. For example, lucky number 21 here has 195,918 proxies. Who on earth has access to that many proxies? If you know, please tell us in the comments. In conclusion, I can say the data center proxies don't seem to be very solid, and I think the more saturated the peer-to-profit network gets with cheap data center and public proxies, the less those proxies will work. The only proxy I've added that doesn't seem to have any errors is the free 4-day trial of the paid-for service, and this is only one proxy, and I'm only getting 1 GB of data. I believe it's safe to say, if you're using a garbage proxy, you're not going to earn much with it. Please feel free to use my peer-to-profit referral or any of the other digital passive income platforms I use to make a passive income. You can find all the links in the description and learn more about each on my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video with a friend. It really helps my channel grow.